Welcome. I'm Ron from the Google Databases product team. Our very special guest today is Cyril Picchiottino, Vice President of Quality and Customer Satisfaction Information Systems in the Renault Group. Andy Gutmans, our VP and General Manager for Google Cloud Databases, and I are really excited to hear about Renault's journey from Oracle to Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL. Cyril, good to have you here. Can you tell us about the Renault Group?
So Renault Group is historically a French car maker at the forefront of mobility as it's reinventing itself. In terms of numbers, we have more than 170,000 employees in 39 countries with 2.95 million vehicles sold in 2020. Leader in Europe in terms of electric vehicle, our DNA is innovation for more than 120 years. With Renaulution, strategic plan impulsed by our new CEO, Luca De Meo, our aim is to pivot from a car maker integrating tech to a tech company integrating cars.
Thanks, and thanks for joining us today, Cyril. I'm really excited to talk to you. Can you give us some background to Renault's decision to move to the cloud and why you chose Google?
With the impulsion of our group CIO, we started 5 years ago Cloud Journey for new projects. It was a mandatory step to set up modern CI/CD toolchain and deploy agility. We also invest on internal technical skills in France and in India, where we have an internal development center. We choose Google as main cloud provider thanks to the offer including data capabilities. As we migrated our data lake on GCP, it was quite a natural choice to have front-end applications also on GCP. Beyond new products, we decided in my department to migrate progressively all information system portfolio composed of 70 in-house software with technologies like Oracle, MySQL, Java, MQ, CFT, etc. One of the main reasons was the will to optimize existing IaaS landscape, increase maintainability, and improve response time. With software who can be up to 20 years old, you have a large diversity of core software, almost deprecated infrastructure, and the functional complexity caused by 15 years of IaaS evolutions. So instead of spending time to do part of the job on on-premise infrastructure, we decided to be more ambitious with a public cloud migration from Oracle database to Postgres. We had a progressive approach, start with small IaaS first, then bigger, and finally migrate large audience information system. And of course, database migration from Oracle to Postgres was a hot spot, but we had good surprises.
That's really great to hear. Can you tell us more about your database migration journey?
Yeah. So before starting any migration, we made a global analysis of the IaaS landscape to have a deep understanding of the technologies used and the complexity. We used automatic tools first, but the accuracy wasn't enough, and nothing can replace knowledge of development teams who maintain the software. Based on the analysis on the sub-technologies used inside database, for example, PLSQL or complex constraints, we selected first the easiest IaaS for migration. Main principle was to let existing teams in charge of IaaS maintenance to do the job, help with what we call champions, and additional resources. For capitalization, we write an internal wiki. As good news, we rapidly saw common patterns in SQL with a clear learning curve all during the migrations that speed up the next migrations. We deploy a sort of military approach, prepare migration with some technical evolution on-premise, then start the migration without any functional evolutions, and this is a key point, and then integrate business department for the acceptance phase just before SOP. And also take some time for capitalization because we have a lot of common patterns in database migration. And depending the case, we integrate also some architecture simplifications, and we take the opportunity to analyze and optimize SQL queries during the work. And if needed, have a support from Google with dedicated tools to fine-tune database performance. Thanks to that, we achieved to divide by 3 compared to a non-prem database the duration of an heavy batch. Depending the size of the application, if we had to give a delay, it took from 2 to 5 months with existing team to migrate the full application, including Oracle to Postgres migration. In my perimeter, we migrated in that way more than 40 IS with an average of 2 IS per month. We also had a close look on monitoring tool like Dynatrace or Java Melody to ensure we improve user experience. So with this approach, database migration who was initially seen as a hard point was finally not a so big issue.
Migrating 2 applications a month is really impressive. Really, really awesome. We have a lot of customers who want to migrate off old guard databases, moving from Oracle to open source. What are some of the best practices you can share with them?
So a public cloud migration isn't only a technical subject. It's also a booster for the business on the matter of management. So we are entering now in a fully connected world with our customers, vehicles, parts suppliers, authorities, plants, etc., etc. And in that case, to be on the cloud is a clear asset to be in this world. In terms of management, it's important to support it and make this as a global transformation program over several years. It's key to onboard middle management and teams on the purpose. It's more a question of will than a question of budget. One of the key points is the investment done to develop internal skills, who is mandatory to become a tech company, who is our aim. Resilience is key as it can be achieved in 6 months, and all the benefits will be there over the time. In my case, it took 2 years to do the job. So a great thanks to my teams in France and in India who accepted and succeed in this challenge, and also thanks to operation department who drive this migration on infrastructure side with a great level of support. And last point is the onboarding of business stakeholders. In my case, quality and customer satisfaction executive VP encourage and support cloud migration, so it was a clear booster for this journey.
Really great to hear how you got both your business stakeholders and your technical stakeholders on the same page. You run on Cloud SQL. What is the value you're getting from Cloud SQL?
So values are various and important. On performance side, one of my surprises was to see better performance, even with information system with many users connected on a large size database. You have also levers regarding scalability and the ability to fine-tune global performance of the database. And you don't have to wait the installation of new infrastructure, and this point is clearly a game changer. Of course, it won't replace queries optimization, but you have all the levers to increase now CPU, memory, etc. You have also a clear view of the costs. You know what is expensive in your IS landscape, and with APM tools, you are able to see hot points who can be improved. So with that approach, you are entering in a virtuous circle. When you optimize your code, user will be happy, but for you, it will also cost less. So that's a great game changer compared what we have previously. And more globally, compared to on-prem infrastructure with non-open source technologies, using GCP with managed services is cheaper. For example, it costs around $1 per user per year for all infrastructure and software costs using managed services on an enterprise service information system we migrated 3 months ago.
That is great, and it definitely sounds like things are better, faster, cheaper. What is one thing you think other customers should know about our managed database services, especially Cloud SQL?
So in a general manner, developers think that they don't have enough infrastructure. That's, we'll say, classic. And sometimes, with on-premises infrastructure, it's hard to separate code performance with infrastructure limitations. A public cloud migration with a database change we done in that way is a clear opportunity to re-optimize an application and deploy, and it's a key, monitoring culture with the ability to play with the infrastructure if really needed. So in the same time of GCP migration, we deploy within Renault Google Earth framework, and both bring us very positive effects, even on 15 years old information system, who are now, after some rework, much more faster and more stable. And the last point is we had an unexpected or unweighted effect, is a reduction of the run activity thanks to the approach. So the ROI of the migration is good, and clearly it worth the price to spend a couple of months to do this technical maintenance.
And if you could ask us at Google for one thing, what would that be?
So more than tradition, our industry respect innovation. So please continue to propose new and scalable tools. For example, a modern and universal business intelligence tool. And for quality information system, data is key, and the way you analyze data is also a key point for performance.
That is a great point. We will definitely take it into consideration. We are seeing more and more customers want to get, real-time insights from their operational databases. I'll hand it back to you now, Ron.
Thanks, Andy. So, Cyril, thank you so much for the inspiring migration story. Andy, thank you so much for hosting. On behalf of everyone here in Google Cloud Databases, thank you for watching, and see you in the next Fireside Chat.